Hey everybody, I'm back today and I am playing with a whole bunch of different stuff for a bunch of series and lots of fun things. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to be working with this sketch. This is part of Christy's Beautiful Life Series 12. I'm going to mix the sketch up quite a bit. You can see there it's 2 portrait photos and I have 1 landscape photo. I'm also working with my April Kiwi Lane kit. This is April's Kiwi Lane kit. I'm a little bit behind working through and killing these kits. I'm actually way behind in most of my scrapbooking, but that's okay. This is the 3rd project I've done with this April Kiwi Lane kit, and I have my May one and my June one here just kind of hanging out and waiting for me to play with, which is awesome because I'm doing a spending freeze during the month of June and I'm going to try really, really hard not to purchase anything until July 1st. And I am hosting that over on the Rediscover Your Stash Facebook group. If you're interested in coming over there, I will link it up in the comments below, along with a link to where you can subscribe to this Kiwi Lane kit. This is actually my only monthly subscription kit right now. I always have at least one little subscription kit going. And this is the only one I have right now, which is kind of cool and good because I seem to be loving them and working through them. So the April kit these colors were stunning. Now for me, I don't particularly like little critters on my pages. So I did make a card with the little sloth and he's absolutely adorable. Don't get me wrong. But I tend to keep my critters for card making. Maybe that's just me. I am starting my layout with the strips. So look at these colors. Aren't they stunning? I love the colors in the April kit. Like that peachy pink and the teal and that pop of golden yellow. Like that is so me. So I'm going to start following the sketch pretty simply. I have my background paper. I cut the 4 strips that are on the sketch. I'm going to take these strips now and I am going to rough them up using my distress tool. And then I'm going to go ahead and ink up some of these strips with Vintage Photo Distress Oxide ink. Not all of them because I don't think that they're going to really do much for the darker paper that I'm using. But just a little bit will be good. So I'm going to go through here and do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and decide what order I want these strips to be in. I am being quite mindful of where the different colors are going because this particular layout is also for the Stamp It Like It's Hot monthly YouTube hop. This is a brand new hop and there will be links down below to both a playlist and a list of all the participating channels. There will also be a link to the playlist for Christy's Beautiful Life Series 12. So lots of links. If you're looking for a link to something particular, you will be able to find it down in the description box. I know that I need to stamp my title. So that's the theme for this month's Stamp It Like It's Hot is to stamp your title. Since I know that I have to stamp my title, I'm going to keep that really dark blue paper more towards the top, kind of behind where my photo is going to go, so that I can stamp my title down below in the bottom 2 strips. Behind my photo, I'm going to add some messy layers. So I do have some offcuts from the other page and the other card that I created using this kit, and I'm just going to use those scraps and kind of layer them up behind my photo. Give them some separation from the bold colors on my background, and also it allows me to add a little bit of that darker peachy pink paper and also some of that golden yellow, because that golden yellow is going to come in again in another spot on my layout, so I wanted to be sure that it is in a couple of places. So this is a photo of my oldest son. I actually don't always get a lot of photos of him, but I have I think 3 or 4 coming up on my channel, which is awesome. So this is the photo I took. He went with me when I went to get all the flowers for this year. And while Logan and I are big into picking out our flowers, he isn't. And we always go to the same nursery, and I usually get pictures of Logan, my youngest, by this little koi pond that they have there. But this year I actually got one of Morgan, which is awesome. And he was watching this frog, and he was watching it. I think he wanted to try to catch it, but you know, he's smarter than that. He knows not to do such things. He is 23 after all, so he was just watching it. But I got this really nice photo of him kind of standing there, and I wanted to scrapbook it, and I thought it would work really well. I could make it work with the sketch, and I could make it work for a large stamped title. So now I'm pulling in all of the Kiwi Lean templates that I want to cut and use to give me an idea of how my layout is going to be set up. One of the reasons I love Kiwi Lean templates is because you can do this. I can layer up the templates. I can see exactly where I want them to be on my page before I start cutting or creating. So I am going to use one of the little die cut pieces that came in the kit. I'm going to use that scalloped piece that's part of the April kit, and then the tag is from a separate set of templates. The flower is actually from the February kit. I'm going to use that one too. And now I'm just making sure that I have the space I need for my title. My stamp title is going to be Quiet Moment, and I am going to use the biggest, boldest alphabet stamp that I have in my stamp stash, which is this one from The Paper Person. I know it's not available anymore, and I absolutely love it. I'm so happy that I ordered it and I got one because it's fabulous. For my stamping today, I'm going to use a new to me ink pad. So I have been looking for a white pigment pad for a while, and I finally settled on this Hero Arts one. This is called Hero Hues, and it is in the color Unicorn. So white ink pads are always a little bit on the persnickety side. You generally have to stamp them a couple times. I'm going to stamp all of my title piece here 3 times. The first time, it's going to just soak right in. No matter what you do, the pigment ink, it's just going to soak right in. But then when you put the second and the third layer on top of that, it's going to pop out and work. When you're using these pigment inks, I really recommend having a MISTI because you need to stamp it more than once. You can see here, like I'm going to stamp the Q, and you'll watch, it'll just like soak right in. It's not going to sit on top nicely on the ink on this paper. So I stamp it. It has a really nice coverage. I'm even going to use some good pressure to really get the ink on, and then it's just, you can't even read it. So for Quiet, I'm going to stamp this entire word 3 times in the pigment ink, and then it's going to show up really, really well. I have also heard really, really good things about Brilliance Moonlight ink, but I wasn't able to find a full ink pad of that when I was shopping around for a white ink. So I went with the Hero Arts, and actually once this dried, I really like it. It did a really good job. Again, it just needs to be stamped more than once. For Moment, I'm stamping Moment using my Catherine Puller. I love Catherine Puller inks. This is the color Skylight, so it's a little bit darker than the paper it's on, but it's going to keep my title to be a little bit subtle. I didn't want black. I didn't want anything that was going to be real bold. I wanted this kind of the white, and then the skylight worked much better with the other colors in my layout today. Off camera, I went and cut all of my Kiwi Lane templates and inked them up. So now I just have to put them together, and then I'm going to add some fun doodly accents to all of them. I'm going to outline this kind of scalloped piece with just a black pen. For my tag, I punched a hole, and I'm going to go ahead and loop some hemp cord through that hole. And then I'm going to go ahead and outline the tag with my favorite white pen, which is an Arteza white pen, and it is a 0.8 size tip. I'm going to tuck my tag under. I'm going to put everything exactly where it was, where I had the templates before. Just going to adhere them down now that they're in the pretty patterns. Using my ginormous Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. I love that they have a big new bottle of it. It's fabulous. I am also going to go ahead and add some doodles and white outline to this gorgeous flower that I cut out. Then I'm going to use some Big Mama foam tape, and I'm going to pop up this little die cut piece. I did think very carefully about whether I could jettison the sloth, but I decided I'd leave him there. He's okay there, I guess. I did think about cutting him off because I'm just not a big fan of critters on my pages, but I left him there, and he's cute, and he's neutral colored, so it all works out, and he is really cute. I think that was why I didn't want to cut him off because, you know, he's really cute. And I'm going to take this little die cut piece that was part of the kit. It was actually one of the 3x4 cards, and there's little like cut apart pieces that you can cut with the 3x4 cards, and I'm just going to trim this up and use it on my layout. It says just relax, which is totally perfect. Now you can see on my desk, I have a set of Scrap and Happy Studio flares. So the April kits, Kiwi Lane did a collaboration with Scrap and Happy Studio, and Jenny made this set of beautiful epoxy flare that matches this kit to perfection. I love my Scrap and Happy Studio epoxy flare, so you know I had to have these. And if you are part of the Kiwi Lane member group, or even the Facebook group, I believe, don't quote me, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there is like a discount code that you can grab if you are a subscriber to this group. But even if you're not, this epoxy flare is gorgeous. It is those colors that I love so much. So I'm going to I think I added like 5 of them to my layout. I'm going to add a couple tiny stapled accents to my page, and then I'm going to come in with my date stamp. But what I'm going to do is, instead of using it for my date, I'm going to grab some of the phrases and I'm going to stamp them around my flower. And that's where the video ends because I went to bed. But the next morning when I woke up, I decided it needed some sequins. So if you check out the photos on my other, at the end here, or on my other social media, when I post this layout, you will find that I added another cluster of phrases using my white ink, and I added a lovely set. I added some sequins throughout the whole layout, and I used the Spark of Joy sequins, which were actually the sequins that were created to, or really matched February, but also matched this layout. Anyway, here's all the close-ups, and you can see the sequins that I added, as well as the extra little white section of the phrase sticker. I thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoy this fun summer Stamp It Like It's Hot video hop. I hope to be able to play along all summer long. We'll see how it goes. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.